Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story.
If you think your love life is complicated, wait until you hear what goes down in the world of honey badgers. These fearless creatures don't just dominate their enemies. They also play a savage game when it comes to love. And trust me, it's not for the faint-hearted. Let's start with this. Male honey badgers are solitary wanderers, roaming vast territories in search of a mate. They don't form lifelong bonds, and they don't ask for permission. When a male is ready to mate, he sets out on a relentless search for a receptive female. And sometimes he travels miles across dangerous terrain just to find one. But here's where it gets wild. The mating process isn't just about courtship. In fact, it's often aggressive and brief. A female will only be receptive for a few hours once a year. That means the male has to be exactly in the right place, at the right time, or he loses his only shot. That scarcity drives intense competition among males, with brutal fights erupting for the chance to mate. And when they fight, it's a clash of pure muscle and fury. Honey badgers have been known to rip through snake dens and face lions, so imagine what happens when two of them go head to head over a female. Blood, teeth, claws, no mercy. But mating is only the beginning. The female honey badger doesn't stick around with the male. Once the job is done, he's gone. She raises the cub all by herself. And this mother, she's a warrior. She'll fight jackals, monitor lizards, and even leopards to protect her baby. She becomes even more dangerous. A pregnant female honey badger is not just fierce, she's relentless. With no partner to protect her or help provide food, she transforms into a one-mammal army. She digs complex burrows, often taking over old dens from other animals, sometimes even venomous snakes, and reshaping them into near fortresses. These dens aren't just shelters, they're strongholds. And when her cub is born, just one, sometimes two, it's blind, helpless, and tiny. The odds? Brutal. Most cubs in the wild don't make it past the first few weeks, but not on her watch. She'll move her cub from den to den, sometimes dozens of times in a single month to avoid predators. Lions, leopards, hyenas. Every single one wants a bite of that defenseless baby. She faces them all. And here's the wildest part. Honey badger mothers teach. Unlike most animals that rely purely on instinct, honey badger moms actively train their young. They show them how to sniff out food, avoid danger, and even how to fight. But the cub has just 14 months to learn everything, because after that, she leaves. After about 14 months, the mother vanishes. No warning, no farewell. One day, the cub wakes up, alone. Now, it has to survive entirely on its own. No pack, no pride, no backup, just instincts, and whatever it learned watching its mother. And those lessons, they're brutal, but effective. Young honey badgers quickly earn their reputation. They're seen going toe-to-toe with cobras, charging jackals, raiding beehives, and shrugging off bites that would kill most animals. Why? Because honey badgers have adapted to pain. Their skin is incredibly thick and loose, allowing them to twist inside their own hides and fight even when being bitten or clawed. Venom? They'll go down for a bit, shake it off, and come back even angrier. And they're smart, scary smart. In captivity, honey badgers have been caught unlocking gates, using tools, stacking objects to escape enclosures, and even working in pairs to reach food. They're not just tough, they're cunning. And in the wild, that combination, it makes them nearly unstoppable. But nature never runs out of challenges. Lions, leopards, hyenas, even packs of wild dogs. all predators that should easily overpower a small, solitary honey badger. And yet, they hesitate because one fight with a honey badger can mean serious injuries, deep gashes, missing eyes, torn ears. Not worth the risk. So most predators learn to stay away. The honey badger doesn't just survive, it commands respect. Even the king of the jungle thinks twice. But respect doesn't fill your belly. So, the honey badger stays on the move, constantly hunting birds, rodents, snakes, eggs, insects, fruits, roots, anything it can find or kill. It doesn't specialize, it improvises. That's its real weapon, adaptability. When one method fails, it tries another. When one path closes, it claws through. In a world of specialists, the honey badger thrives as a chaotic generalist, relentless, resilient, resourceful. But even the toughest creatures can't do it all alone. The honey badger has an unlikely ally, the honey guide bird. This little bird seeks out hives, but can't get to the honey on its own. So it finds a honey badger, chirps a special call, and leads it straight to the prize. The badger tears open the hive, eats its fill, and leaves the scraps. Wax, larvae, bits of honey for the bird. No formal contract, no handshake, just mutual benefit. Even the most independent operator knows the right partnership can unlock what neither could reach alone. And when there's no bird, the honey badger doesn't wait. It finds its own hive, takes its own risks. Because here's the truth, it would rather get stung than go hungry. Pain is temporary. Progress is everything. Now, when it comes to love, the honey badger story is just as fierce and fascinating as its fight for survival. They are mostly solitary creatures, but when it's time to mate, a male will seek out a female's territory, sometimes traveling great distances to find her. Mating isn't casual, it's intense. The male approaches cautiously, often sniffing the female's scent marks to confirm she's ready. When she's receptive, they mate repeatedly over several days. But don't mistake their fierce reputation for gentleness and romance. It's all part of their survival strategy. After mating, the female digs a burrow where she will give birth to usually 2 cubs after a gestation of about 6 months. She raises the young fiercely on her own, teaching them how to hunt, dig, and defend themselves. Young honey badgers stay with their mother for up to 2 years, learning the hard lessons of life in the wild. This extended care is crucial. In a world full of threats, knowledge is power. Honey badgers don't just survive, they thrive because of their courage, cunning, and fierce independence. They show us that love, like life, demands strength and resilience. In their solitary ways, they teach the value of patience in finding the right partner. In their fierce parenting, they show how dedication shapes the next generation. And in their fearless approach to challenges, they remind us, no obstacle is too big when you refuse to back down. If you found this deep dive into the honey badger's love life and survival inspiring, don't forget to subscribe to this channel now to get more reliable information daily. Your journey into the wild and wonderful never ends here.